Alright, welcome back to Path of Exile. We just arrived at Sarn once again, in Act 8 this time, and we need to complete the labyrinth before we do anything here. We can talk to Maramoa and some of the other ones while we are here though.
Good to see you in Sarn once again. I wish that we could be greeting under fairer skies, yet this city remains clouded in strife. Lunaris, eternal goddess of the moon, and her sister Solaris of the sun have risen to reclaim what was once their own. Siblings equal in strength, mighty twin rivers converging, sweeping all before them. We are cornered animals, awaiting the deluge that will surely drown us. Yet there exists a pair of ancient treasures, the sun orb and the moon orb. They are our hope, our desperation. Be well.
Now we will be fighting these two sisters before we can continue on to Act 9. For now though, we're going back to the plaza, the Aspirants Plaza, to earn 2 more ascendancy points. So this is the second labyrinth.
Ascend with precision.
Level 55 this time, and we're ready to enter. If you do need help with a labyrinth, there is a website called PoE Lab, which is going to display the layout and all the secrets and optional
When I'm ready,
events
and
that you
not
can
before.
complete, the gauntlets, the puzzles. This is the Sanatorium Passage. This is not where we want to go. I should have checked PoE Lab myself, but I didn't. So we're gonna have to stumble our way through the entire area. It's really not that bad though. This is a bizarre mod, cycling damage reduction. I wonder if it meant damage reduction types?
The weary traveler draws close to the end of the path.
Or simply general damage reduction.
An emperor is only as efficient as those he commands.
So we have some of these generals.
Make your mark. You are inexhaustible. My 3 lieutenants remain. Misery loves company, I suppose.
I do not mind leaving these lieutenants alive. All we have to do is be a bit more careful in the final fight. There's a curious lockbox. A sulfur flask we don't actually need to grab. Let's maneuver through the traps. Oh, there's another one of these darts. And what did we get? A treasure key.
When I'm ready, and not before.
And we chose the wrong path again. That is fine. No, that is also a dead end. That's fine. Let me use an orb here. Stream of monsters. One additional rare item. Come to think of it, since Blight and Blight leveled up, let me change these. So we're gonna place this one on the alternative weapon slot. And let me remove this for a moment. And we have Blight. Now this skill works a bit differently than the original one. It needs to be powered up by the souls of your enemies. What else could it be? But yes, it needs to be powered up before you can use it. Do I need to be here? No, but I can access a hidden room.
Dark influences reside in dark places.
Okay, that was really close. We get some white sockets. We'll grab a bit more life.
When the time comes to strike, an emperor strikes without hesitation. To entertain doubt is to dance with death.
Yeah, this one isn't particularly useful. Neither are these.
It is the sovereign who empowers the scepter, not the other way round.
And what do we get? Oh, these
When I'm ready. and
fonts that apply curses.
Give of yourself. One day, even the great scepter of God shall fall. By the goddess, what ambition! Sweep the trappings of past emperors aside. Make your empire anew.
Had to destroy these since it was really dangerous to have these curses permanently on you. Unless you have curse mitigation or you're immune, it's not as difficult as I originally thought. Okay, that's a lot of lightning. I want to take some time and deal with that devourer before we step into the trap rooms. How about this one? No, this is a suffix. It's unfortunate, but still decent amount of armor. Is the frame rate falling? Seemed choppy for a moment, but I'm gonna have to monitor that a bit.
When I'm ready, and not before.
This is a silver chest. But I would rather just find the final room. There's a door. The question is, which way should I go? Where does this exit lead to? Oh, it's directly to the trial. That was easier than expected.
Can afford to be promising. An emperor must keep those promises. A throne is the most devious trap of them all.
No useful items yet, unfortunately.
Receive your sentence. The trap of tyranny is inescapable.
And that was the final fight.
Too much clutter.
Okay, these are also decent. Let me check the shield. That's +1 lightning. There's some currency for us. There's an iron ring. This is a unique item called Icefang Orbit. Is this the first time I've gotten this one? Probably. So we have chance to poison on hit, damage with poison, and you can chill as you poison enemies, and also shatter them. We're also chilled when we are poisoned, but I don't think this is going to be really important. So now that this is done, there's a there's a font. We can get 8% attack and cast speed.
I'll need to be more lithe for that.
Yes, we will. Okay, let's shuffle things around. Now we can equip everything. There's the second ascendancy. I should say ascension. Withering Presence. And Chaos Resistance is actually at 47%. That's pretty good. We don't have to fear chaos damage anymore.
You getting there?
So let me sell everything. Actually, I'm going to keep this wand. And the reason for that is simply the Crucible mechanic. We've been ignoring the forges
Bring me back something nice, eh?
because I don't have much to apply the Crucible trees to. I mean, this one is not really interesting, but at the same time, the chaos damage over time is very difficult to get. And this one gives us onslaught on kill. So these two wands we can actually apply here. I'm going to link greater multiple projectiles here. And we can place these on the alternative weapon slots. This one we can sell. These we can put in the stash. So now we have these two that we can apply the Crucible trees to. Maybe something good will come out of it. We did get an item, the Tavukai amulet, and we can make a minion build with it.
Sarn is changing, and so are we who live here. There, Tolman. Don't you worry. I love you. I'll think of something.
Yeah, and Tolman apparently made it. Didn't think much of it when we left the crematorium. I wonder what Clarissa has to say here.
You told me Tolman was gone. You were wrong. I found him. No, Tolman, I never gave up on you. His soul remains, flickering deep down inside. Oh, Tolman, I know you're in pain, but it'll be over soon, I promise. Be careful.
She probably has a plan about restoring his mind or whatever else was lost. Now the fight coming up is Doedri, and that is also a tough one. The sewers are full of poison and chaos damage, but I'm not worried about that at all since we do have a lot of resistance. Doedri, though, is mostly physical damage and physical spells. Walled of Ducts, this is another side area. If the boss is the lightning striker, we might be in trouble. Yes, it is. And you saw how much damage we took. Venom Gyre, this is a Val skill. The Spellslinger. Okay, this is just corrupted. Not much use to us. So the entrance should be here, right? Yes. Doedri's Cesspool. Just by the name alone, you can figure out what's going on here. So, Crucible Forge time. Let's select one of these convening ones. And 51%. Let's just stop there. Okay, that was an instant stun. Not sure how I feel about that one.
When I'm ready, and not before.
Bring the beast in my sights, Exile.
That's a Chaos Spitter, but
You will be a survivor, or you will be doomed. This one is captured. I now will take it.
okay, let's identify this one. Onslaught on dead enemies. And a couple of amulets.
survivor. You are well prepared for the end. This is a fine capture.
Okay, we need to spend some currency here because this is an Arcanist strongbox and these drop currency. 8 additional items. That's, I think, as good as it gets. Definitely worth it. Even got some divination cards. So this is a grate, and we turn the valve in it. Deal with the Doedry. Let me sell some items.
Well met.
Worm sign. These are actually good. They offer rampage at maximum endurance charges. Nothing else appears to be good.
Farewell.
And this is mini-boss time. Let me open another one of these portals. So Doedry is going to be casting some red spheres. They do massive amounts of damage. You have to be hitting the valve constantly to change the faces of the fight. Thankfully we have enough damage thanks to the 6-link that we didn't have to spend too much time here, but it's not uncommon to simply get one-shotted if all the projectiles hit you, which is not that difficult. Okay, this is the promenade, and we just have to rush through here.
This'll do nicely, Exile.
When I'm ready, and not before.
Another good find.
Can I dash across? Probably not.
Another good find.
Let's see what we can get here. Okay, a skill point to assign. We'll get more life. Okay, we have reached the bathhouse. There is a lot to do here. There's a Trial of Ascendancy in this area. And also Sulfide, apparently.
Another good find.
And the side zone. Which one is it? Concealed Caldarium. Okay. Oh, it's the same boss again. And there's a Cold Snap Lightning Arrow. Lightning Arrow has a Val version. And we have a Vanity card. And these are really important. Val Flicker Strike. That's fine. Cold Snap. Yeah, we might as well pick this one.
Another good find.
Is this the exit? Yes, it is. This is the Lunaris Concourse. Didn't realize I was heading this way.
When I'm ready, and not before.
But it's all good. We'll grab the waypoint and go back.
Exile, you've helped me before. You can help me again, can't you? My hope waits for me to the east, tucked away in a shrine in the Key. The Ankh of Eternity. Veruso, Prima Imperialis, placed it there himself at the dawn of the Empire. If the legends are correct, the Ankh has powers over life and death. When paired with the correct Asmerian ritual, I've learned the ritual. All I need is the Ankh of Eternity, and I know I can bring Tolman back. Properly, this time. Will you retrieve the artifact for us? I've tried, but the creatures around the shrine... simply too dangerous. Yes, Tolman, I'm getting to that. I've already prepared a site for the ritual out in the Key. Please, meet us there with the Ankh, so that I may yet breathe life into my dearest love.
So Clarissa is planning to have some ritual here. Not too thrilled about it. But there's a skill point
See you.
as a reward for this quest. So who do we need to talk to? Probably Hargan.
You'd suppose someone as crafty as Dodri would have kept her ugly head under wraps as soon as she saw you coming. I guess death robs us of many things, including our common sense. In any case, thank you. The sewers can run clear now that there's no fetid witch clogging up the pipes. Here, have a little something to commemorate your fine clean-up job.
So we get a choice between some of these rings. Can't really say what we need most. Let's say cold and lightning.
Tell me something. Any chance you might be willing to join forces and turn a healthy profit with old Argan? You ever heard of the Wings of Visteri? Not just another damned artifact. This one was the highest symbol of the Office of the Meraketh, held by the Sekhima of Sekhimas. History books will say the wings were last worn by Sekhima Asenath, the Golden Sekhima, the one who went and got herself murdered by Hector Tatooshus. The only problem is that Tatooshus himself is up and guarding his pretties once more. Still, if you can recover those Wings of Visteri, then I'm confident I can sell them back to the Mediketh for a fair sum. They're a cultural icon, after all, dripping with sentimental value. What do you say?
And we have... come to think of it, this is a decent one. We can craft some life, and it's probably better than everything we have.
Bring me back something nice, huh?
Let me make sure. Yes, we do lose cold resistance. So we're gonna keep it in the stash for now, but it's definitely more. 25 plus 26, that is 51%, plus 30% from the implicit, that's 81% in total when it comes to resistances. This sapphire ring has a total of 48. This 2 stone is at, what, 58? So definitely an improvement. Sin probably has a quest when it comes down to Doedri.
Once more into the breach, and once more we return victorious. Although I have to admit, I did not relish the sensation of imbibing that foul witch's soul. I felt decidedly unclean. Still, our journey nears completion. To the north lies Highgate, and the cessation of our efforts to extract the dark ember from my dearly departed beast. And none too soon. Every hour, Kitava's strength grows, and the longer he and the other gods dwell on this land, the less is humanity's chance of survival.
It will be a while until, rather before we can challenge Kitava. I'm going back to the bathhouse for now. This time we have to explore the upper part of the zone. There's a quest location. And the Wings of Asteri. Okay. As for the trial, it really shouldn't be that difficult. Why is that locked? Okay, there's a lever. Last duration crafting recipe.
When I'm ready and not before.
That's probably a belt mod. We did not hit the final switch.
Allow your wisdom to be tempered by the flames of the past.
And that was another trial done. We need 2 more. And then we can get the 3rd ascendancy. 3rd ascension. Oh, I see Gwen in the distance, and there's also a smuggler cache.
Hello again, local.
There's a box. I'm going to use an augment on it. Okay, so we have lightning immunity, but we don't really care. We have some stacked decks. Monster's hit cannot be evaded. We definitely do not want this one.
Yes, add some spice.
Okay, that's good. And one more here. And one more here. That's fine.
Not a chance.
That was well done. And the final exit, this is to the gardens, the high gardens.
When I'm ready, and not before.
Okay, this area has a lot of these porcupine enemies. I have to make sure that my 2 flasks are active when I kill them, so I can avoid as much of the damage. We take almost 0 damage when the flasks are active, but if they're not... Unique sword. Actually, no, it's a dagger. Never mind. And a divination card. And here we are. This is another demigod. Let me just open a portal scroll.
You found them! No easy feat, I bet. How's old Hector these days? Not so good after you crossed paths with them, am I right? I'll polish these wings up and get them back to their owners, just as soon as my Mariketh friend can get her folks to pay the ransom. Price, I mean. In the meantime, take a little something from my stock as payment.
So what do we have? We have one of these jewels. So the cobalt is the one we need. It's more likely to have some useful mods for casters, chaos damage, stuff like that. Crimson is mostly for melee, and the Viridians have bows, they have traps, mines, all that jazz. Now this one is not particularly useful. And we'll just sell everything. Blood play. Can't imagine where that would be useful.
Good luck to you.
Okay, that one is done. We have to go to the key for the Ankh.
In Azara's grotesque little garden, you'll find an old friend of mine, the yawning maw that is Yugo, but a self-portrait of what that pathetic creature has come to believe about the nature of fear. Those who look upon him see their own fears reflected in his horrifying visage.
Yeah, Yugul is the boss we're about to fight here in the gardens. So let me open another portal, we might need it, and let me trigger it. We don't want to step into the silver pools because we get slowed. And that was it. 30% chill. Yeah, that's annoying enough. You don't want to spend too much time in there.
The mirrors are thus shattered.
Yugul was a cautionary tale. The only way to truly understand fear is to become it.
And the Pantheon power is about reflected damage. Thankfully, chaos damage cannot be reflected. Chaos damage over time, that is. We have a chance to reflect hexes. And we get reduced curse effectiveness when we upgrade this one. That might be useful. There are some maps where you get some permanent curses on you. So we can go back. Is there anything else we can do here? No, that's fine.
So it was that bloody scholar after all, was it? Sick bastard. Well, he's gone now, and I hope you made sure he suffered like those poor kiddies he tormented. I'd have toasted him nice and slow like a spitted pig. See how he'd like them apples stuffed in his mouth. Here, have something for keeping us safe from the divine undesirables of this world.
And there's a skill book.
Good luck to ya.
These owl eyes of mine have been watching the sun goddess from afar. The sun orb lies within her temple, guarded by her most ardent devotee, an exile who, in his insanity, has taken to calling himself the Dawn. That orb is the seed that must be stolen from this new son of hers and planted at the feet of his ancient mother. I've been keeping a close eye on that exile-turned-sycophant who calls himself the Dusk. Dusk carried the moon orb into the Linares temple and has not returned with it, not as far as I have seen. No doubt he clings to that orb like it's his adopted mother's own nurturing breast. If you were to wean him from the teat and place that orb at the bereft mother's feet, we may yet see the moon itself fall.
So these are the items that we need to access the final fight. There are 2 orbs. Let me apply one more skill point here. And where was I? Do we want chaos damage? Or maybe some life energy shield? That's a good question. There's also the flask nodes. Not sure how useful they are. The flask mastery was recently changed, I believe. We might place 1 point here for the increased charges gained. So I'm going to say we're gonna work towards the melding cluster. Now the exit is to the south. No, we have to go around. And this is the key. Now we're level 60. We're getting up there.
When I'm ready and not before. Oops, clumsy me.
Let me try this Crucible once again. And all that's left is to find Clarissa. We can hand the Ankh directly to her, and she's not back in town. We need to find her at the resurrection site. Hold on, I have to identify this box. Yeah, it's worth it. There's a chisel that would be useful when we get to maps. That's a unique mold. I have no idea where I'm going. I'm going to open a portal there just in case. This is the resurrection site. So we have the Ankh, we should be good. This is the Chabber. And it has some minion interaction here. Increased life, skill effect duration. +1 to socketed minion gems. Okay.
Give it to me quickly. Finally, Tolman. We can be together as before. All right. Let's begin. Suffering will besiege us, and yet love will prevail. Pain will imprison us, and yet love will prevail. Grief will engulf us, and yet love will prevail. Death will surely take us, and love will... No. This isn't right. This is... Oh, Tolman, please. Forgive me. Exile, look out!
Okay, let me cast a totem here.
When I'm ready, and not before.
We have to wait a bit until the event is complete and Tolman can actually be damaged. We need to deal with the zombies for now. Okay, we have to be very careful.
How could I have been so stupid? Russo didn't hide the Yunk out of shame. He hid it out of fear. Out of... Oh my. What did the Yunk really do to his wife? Everything I saw, that I read, lies to cover the truth of what Kiara had really become. All right, I'll destroy the Yunk. We've come a long way since Russo's day, so I'm thinking I can manage where he so sorely failed. At least that's something I know I can do right. I'll meet you back at the encampment soon. For now, I need to... Look, I'll just see you there. I promise.
And this concludes the event with Clarissa. Unfortunately, this is a dead end.
This'll do nicely, Exile.
The grain gate. Okay, that's it. We get another waypoint, so we don't have to worry about losing our way. Let me activate this Crucible Forge. Surely this is going to reveal the weapon tree. And we have minions have a chance to poison, minions deal chaos damage. That's not bad if you're going the poison route. We have minions have attack and cast speed, accuracy, and elemental resistances but minus chaos resistance. You know what? This might be useful with the amulet that causes them to take chaos damage. Since the lower the chaos resistance, the more damage they're going to take from the amulet's effect. Now, that might be worth holding on to. And a contract.
When I'm ready, and not before.
These are the unique bosses of the area. And that's a dead end. That one is not, though. There's probably the exit somewhere around here. No, it's not here. How about through this warehouse? Let me just unlock the second Crucible tree. It was this one. So what did we get this time? 20% increased damage on minions. There's some critical strike chance, although this is not for minions. This actually affects the player. Cast speed is nice. And plus 500 armor. Yeah, not very useful.
When I'm ready, and not before.
And these are the stairs up to Solaris. Okay, this is another one. Sacred Chambers. We're gonna dive right into this one. And another skill point. 2,500 life. I still feel it's a bit low, but... And here we are. Val Smite. We have some sacrifice fragments. What about this circlet? Honestly, it's not that good.
When I'm ready, and not before.
I'm looking for the entrance to the lower level of this temple. However, the path somewhere at some point forks, and you can also reach the battlefield. Okay, we made the right choice. This is the stairs to level 2 of the Solaris Temple. Now, this zone is not straightforward either, but this must be the path, right? Yes. The waypoint is not active, but we can step into the portal. This isn't a hard fight. We can get a trap and mine crafting recipe. This is the sun orb. And honestly, not much else.
You getting there?
So we're gonna sell everything. Even that unique weapon. And we're gonna talk
Stay
to
out of the
Maramoa.
shadows. They bite.
There's the quest for the Gemling Legionaries.
My courageous hawk removes yet another snake from the long grass. I offer you a reward, but my mind remains unsettled. The captain lies rotting in the ground, buzzing with flies. But if Gemling Legionnaires can regain their sentience, then can all the monstrosities of the Undying do the same? My thoughts turn to the burrows and chambers beneath the earth of Sarn. Could there be some new, undead civilization growing and preparing itself underground at this very moment? Such thoughts do not make for easy sleeping.
So there's another book of skill for the
Talakoda,
Legionaries,
go with
and
courage.
we also have one more for the Ankh of Eternity.
Poor Tolman. He was never really with me, was he? Just the shell of a man I loved. Wherever he is now, I hope he is at peace and that he can forgive me for not being able to let go. Here, take something, for at least helping me. And thank you for everything.
Unfortunately, not much we can use. I also want to sell some of these.
Watch yourself.
We can definitely use these scrolls.
When I'm ready, and not before.
It took a lot of damage for a moment, and I wasn't sure what exactly it was. Probably these flaming tornado storms, whatever they were. Alright, now that we have the waypoint, we actually have to go to the Lunaris temple and find the other orb. That will allow us to summon the boss, and then we can move on to the Ninth Act. So do I need a bit more life? I feel like I do. At the same time, okay, I'm going to work towards the Ghost Dance. Also, we have the Evasion and Energy Shield Mastery. That will be 5-6 points minimum. Yeah, let's grab 5% life, and we can do that. There's a rogue Exile on that box.
Finally! Come on!
Okay, Gwennen wants to blow some more stuff up. I was hoping for Rog, to be honest, but this will also work. Yeah, that's fine.
There could be anything in that treasure.
And one more here.
When I'm ready, and not before.
For the Kelgur!
I want to say that we're almost at the end. The stairs leading down should be somewhere around here. Yes, they're right next to the waypoint. Well, that ring is not really good. We did pick up some of the vendor refresh items though. Astragali. And that's a scriptorium map. More of an endgame item.
Just in time.
I'm surprised that they actually drop in this act. I was expecting them to start in Act 9 or maybe 10. This is also a dead end. Okay, how about... No, it's not this way either. Okay, it's right here.
And not before. Just in time.
Oh, that's a rogue exile. Can I flame dash? Yes, I can. That was a tricky one. So before we trigger the fight, we have a recipe to grab. This is minions. And we'll take the moon orb. So let's just go back to the concourse. We'll go down and enter the bridge. This is the harbor bridge. So with 2 orbs in the inventory, we can now finally challenge the boss. We're level 63. That's actually a bit higher,
When
but
I'm ready and not before.
that is fine. It's the start of the league, so we can't afford to be over leveled. One more skill point to assign. Evasion energy shield, that's okay. We have these 2 orbs. We're gonna place them and the fight begins. You have 2 enemies at the same time here. I want to say that Solaris is the most difficult one. Okay, when she uses the spear like that, you have to be behind her or have a lot of damage mitigation. Alright, that should be it. And
Solaris, Lunaris.
there's a Divine Flask.
Eclipse cold pride, flaming rage, and pass beyond this human age.
I'd rather keep the Hallowed Flask. We have 2 Pantheon powers. We're gonna talk to Sin.
Sun and moon return to their rightful places, leaving our path now clear. Highgate lies ahead, Beastslayer, and a debt that is long overdue. On this road there are the goddesses of Marraketh to be reckoned with, and they will not take kindly to our endeavor. Regardless, I must enter the corpse of my beloved beast and wrest our sliver of hope from the life you so blindly took. There is no prophecy nor portent, no epic nor allegory that can promise your survival in this great journey of ours. For despite your trappings, you remain most certainly, irrevocably, mortal.
So we can get some physical damage reduction when there's only 1 enemy, reduced damage taken from area of effect hits. This one is 1% for each nearby enemy, and movement speed up to 8%, so 8 enemies. I'm going to stay with the Soul of Arakali for now. Okay, that's another amulet. The Tear of Purity. 12 dual attributes and purity of elements, 10% all resistances. Come to think of it, this might be better than what we currently have equipped. Since we are missing just a little bit of dexterity. We lose cast speed, we lose some strength. So how much do we need? We need no, we need even more dexterity. So never mind that one.
When I'm ready, and not before.
We're almost at Highgate. The Blood Aqueduct is one of the better areas if you want to gain some levels and items and experience. I think I'm going to skip this area for now. We can come back here later if we desperately need items before we can progress, but there are better areas. We can talk to Sin. There's a lot of quests we can do here and a lot of optional ones.
The dark ember remains nestled deep within the putrid flesh of my dead beast. With many of Highgate's tunnels now collapsed, we must forge another way inside. I have divined one weak point in the beast's flank, an ancient wound wrought by that Varlish overreacher, Doriani. The wound was healed shut by a thick membrane, but the right decoction should dissolve the tissue and allow us inside. Of course, for a cordial of such potency, I shall require 2 ingredients of utmost rarity. First, our viscous concoction shall require basilisk acid, a princely poison which drips from the caustic heart of the basilisk, and Trathan powder, an explosive substance oft used in the mining of virtue gems. With these 2 bitter harvests, I shall brew something worthy of eroding the membrane of my decaying pet.
And there's 2 more items.
Humanity needs us.
We'll be getting them pretty soon. We cannot take the path through the mines. That one is blocked. We're gonna have to go through the Ascend and then the desert before we can get back to the beast and the actual path under the mountain. We can sell some of the gear here. I'm going to talk to Bataris.
You can gripe all you want, lover. We can't stay here. Not with all this blood.
Where do you expect us to go, Vanya? We have our whole lives here in Highgate.
I don't know. West, perhaps? The Ezomite lands. I don't care. Just somewhere that has unpoisoned water.
Oh, Beast Slayer.
Good to see you again.
Even if you have happened upon us in a rather unruly time.
Shush now, sweetie. There's no need to bother them with our woes.
Oh, they don't know. I can see on your face you haven't heard.
It's Kira. She's gone mad.
Absolutely bonkers.
She's abducted a Yon.
Stolen off with her into the desert. And to make matters worse...
The whole of Highgate is in a state of disarray. There's beast blood in the water.
Usurpers are eyeing up the throne.
And the old gods have risen. If you want my advice, get out of Highgate.
Or save us.
While you still can.
You must have encountered men and women like us before.
Relic hunters.
Collectors of rare antiquities. Anyway, Vanya and I are the best in the business.
And we need your help locating a particularly rare item.
Sweet. I was working them into it.
It's an ancient sword belonging to the Maraketh goddess Garukan.
The Stormblade, some call it. A weapon carved from crystal, capable of capturing even the most powerful of storms within its rigid edge.
The goddess lost it somewhere in the eastern desert during her ancient battle against the necromancer Suresh and his undead horde.
According to our research.
Find the blade for us and we will make it worth your while.
We do this ourselves, but what with the political unrest in Highgate as of late?
We fear leaving, lest we find the gateways barred and ourselves without a home. Bye.
So I think we're done. We're going to deposit everything we have in the stash. I'm going to keep the tier of purity. You never know when something like that will be useful. It does grant you purity of elements after all. So one more point, we can grab Soul Thief and keep working towards the Ghost Dance. The 30% evasion rating while you have energy sealed I want to say this is a pretty good one. And there's also the issue with dexterity. We're gonna need 4 more before we can use the Grace Gem, and we definitely need this one. So we're gonna have to work this out. For now, though, I'll end the video here. We did accomplish a lot and reached Act 9. Just 2 more to go before we're officially into the end game. There's Kitava, of course, and the 3rd Labyrinth Ascension. Hope you enjoyed your time so far, and we'll be back with more Path of Exile, so hope to see you then.